So this particular scene is very important in the film. It teaches us how a particular scene's importance is connected with another scene, and the relation between both scenes creates an emotion. Let's see what we get to see in this scene. Director chooses to show us only Subhash's family background. We see his mother and brother, and by this we get to know the number of people living in his family. By choosing to show Subhash's house, we see the way he lives, his financial condition. This is the information we get from this scene visually. But this scene is not as important in the beginning. It just conveys information about character Subhash. The value of the scene gets created much later in the film, at the time when Subhash falls inside the cave. As he falls inside the cave, then we start to think about his mother and brother. What would happen if he doesn't come back? Who will support this family? What will happen if Subhash's mother gets to know that her son is dead and won't come back? We start to care for him. Think for a moment that we didn't know Subhash's family background. It would have not created that connection with character. The impact of losing Subhash would have not felt much. Because we know about him helps us connect with character. Losing a family member is painful, and as we know someone is in pain, we care for that person. That's what happens in this scene. And this is how these two scenes are related to each other. While writing, scenes must be interlinked with each other. It helps to create an immersive world. Look at this shot before Subhash falls inside the cave. The character is highlighted by giving him a separate shot. This still wide shot where we see him falling down. It is beautifully framed. The cave lines, shadows, and highlights separating and making us focus on characters. While our focus is on them, and suddenly Subhash disappears in front of them. The treatment gives a more realistic feel. Let's see how the impact of falling Subhash is emphasized. As we see Subhash fall down, after that there are reaction shots of his friends. Each character gets a separate shot, and camera movement helps to emphasize this moment. Till now we haven't seen the exact area where Subhash has fallen down, and then there is a slow revealing shot of the cave's entrance. Just by adding movement to the camera, it makes a cave as a character. The top shot gives the audience a clear picture that there is no sign of Subhash. As an upcoming filmmaker, you must know this particular technique. This one simple method many filmmakers use to emphasize any particular scene's impact. The method is that whenever anything happens in a scene which is important, the director and cinematographer choose to go and capture reaction shots of supporting actors. The reaction of these actors conveys their emotions to us. The reactions tell us the impact of a particular incident. If you look around, these huge rocks play a part of character. The size of rocks creates a dominating effect. Water also plays as part of character when rain starts and we see water going inside the cave and these guys try to stop it. It is an unstoppable thing. These guys are going against nature. It shows us how much they care for their friend who is trapped inside a cave. No matter how good camera work is or how bad it is. It is always important to capture the emotion of scenes and convey it, and this scene does it. If we look at this film, it is a rescue story, that's it. There is nothing to see in this film. But there are many layers in this film that hold the audience. The one particular element is friendship, the bond these guys share. The memories they have of their childhood and the time they have spent together has made their friendship stronger. And that is the reason which has made them stay there for their friend who is trapped inside a cave. If we look from editing perspective, the childhood sequence of these guys have been placed at every particular moment. By placing these scenes in between the film, every time we move ahead in the film, it reminds us about their childhood and it makes us connect with characters. Rescuing scene. This scene is really beautiful. Just by placing the childhood scene and present scene together, it tells us that Kuda has saved someone's life when he was a kid, and that gives him confidence of going inside the cave and rescuing Subhash. The reason I like this scene was that many times in real life our past experiences decide our present decision. It's our past which teaches us and gives us confidence to do things in the present. This was the simple reason I liked this scene. Director wants to tell us that this particular boy is a younger Kuda. Just by placing these two shots one after another and adding the tracking camera movement communicates that information to us. We don't need dialogue to tell us that this boy is a younger Kuda. Director did not keep the film only about rescuing Subhash. But while going through that journey, he even showed us the value of life. When some of these guys go to police to seek help, the way police officers handled situation casually for time being, it showed us how ethically corrupt humans can be. But as the film comes towards the end, we see everyone was focused on rescuing Subhash and they succeeded in rescuing him. It shows us the power of unity. the director and writer is they didn't just portray police officers in a negative shade. They showed us shades of human beings. The way Subhash's mother hates Kuda when she sees Subhash in hospital. Later on, when she realizes that it was Kuda who saved Subhash, she breaks down in tears. This is how directors play with our emotions and create an amazing audio-visual experience. Manjummel Boys is a must-watch film. The team had built this cave beautifully. Hats off to art, production, and every department for creating this amazing set. Support us by subscribing to our channel.
அதையும் தாண்டி புனிதமான